for number one, when you're converting, you will have these in both sections. So ones that you can do without your calculator would be like A. So when you're converting each measure, if you are going from degrees to radians, you're going to multiply by pi over 180. Okay, what can you cancel out here? The zeros. So once you do that, you have negative 35 pi over 18. Okay, so divide by 10, divide by 10. So you can do that very easily without your calculator. Okay, for B, this is where you multiply. Notice it doesn't say radians. If it doesn't have a degree symbol, it is in radians. So you multiply by 180 over pi. So here, the pi's cancel out. Is there anything else you cancel out at this step? Yep, the zeros. Was there anything else you do before you multiply? Yeah, what's 18 divided by 2? 9. So this is really just 7 times 9. So it would be 63 degrees. You need to make sure you put your degree symbol. If you don't put your degree symbol, it means that it's radians. Okay, so you have to do your degree symbol. You don't have to write the radians, because like I said, if there's no degree symbol, then it's in radians. Okay? For 12, you would multiply by what? Yeah, pi over 180. Okay, and then if you could use your calculator for this, what would you do? Yeah, you could see if like 4 goes in there, you could see if 12 goes in there. So some of these will be on the calculator section, even though I know you could just keep cutting those in half, right? But does 12 go into 180 evenly?
Yeah.
Yep, 15 times, so this will be pi over 15. Okay, and then it's not degrees, so we're going to leave it like that. Okay, and then this one, multiply by, yes, 180 over pi. And then, yeah, honestly, the main thing I'm worried about you guys forgetting is the negative. So I would do 180 divided by 6. What's 180 divided by 6? Yep. So 30, so this is like negative 11 times 30, which is
Negative 333.
great. Okay, so again, make sure that you have your degree symbol. Okay, so you'll have one of those on the no calculator and then a couple on the calculator, okay? So both sections. All right, now for number 2, it says use the unit circle to find the exact value of each trig function. These are going to be on both sections, so some of them you've practiced already without the unit circle, so I'm going to show you how to do that using both, because I feel like you guys are really good if it's a unit circle. If it's on the unit circle, all we have to do is go to 330 degrees and find what coordinate? The y coordinate. Okay, for the cosine, if it's a negative pi over 4, we find the x coordinate at negative pi over 4. The tangent is y over x. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to do these without your unit circle in front of you. Keep in mind that you will have your quadrant 1. Okay, so at 330 degrees, we are in what quadrant? Quadrant 4. So if we're at 330 degrees, what is the reference angle? No? Yeah. So the reference angle is 30 degrees. So all we have to do is use that to help us. Okay? So if you know at 30 degrees, and I'm just going to use a different sheet so I can write larger. Okay? If you're looking at your 30 degrees, okay, what is the point here? Yes. So if you are in quadrant 4, okay, this is the reflection here. Remember, all students take classes. The cosine is positive, which means the sine is what? Yep, so this is in Q4. So you know that the sign is negative. So all we have to do is make that negative 1/2. Okay, so again, this is 1/2, so if this is 30 degrees at 330, this is root 3 over 2, negative 1/2, it's the y coordinate. Yes. And you can also just use the reference angle, which is exactly what we did in the last one. Okay? Now the cosine. This is negative pi over 4, but remember, we're relating everything to the first quadrant. So at pi over 4, what is the cosine? Root 2 over 2, because the cosine is the x coordinate, right? So at negative pi over 4, it's just your reflection, right? Isn't this negative pi over 4?
Yep.
Okay, so again, all students take classes. What does that mean? What does the C mean? Cosine is positive. So if the cosine is positive, guess what your answer is? Root 2 over 2. Okay, so this is just root 2 over 2. Because this is in quadrant 4, and in quadrant 4, the cosine is positive. Do you guys see how it's just a reflection there? Yes, this could be on either part. There'll be a mix. Okay. All right, and then the tangent. So the tangent at 5 pi over 6. So if you've been paying attention to your reference angles, for this one, right, the 330, it was 30 degrees. For pi over 4, you're using pi over 4. For 5 pi over 6, think of this as 5 times pi over 6. And pi over 6 is how many degrees? 30 degrees. So all you have to do is go 30 degrees how many times? 5 times. So if you're on the unit circle, right, here's pi over 6, here's 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6, 4 pi over 6, 5 pi over 6. Also, make sure you understand that this is pi. So is 5, 6 bigger than 1 or less than 1? Less than 1, so it's got to be on the top half. If you have a fraction that's greater than 1, it's got to be in the bottom half. Okay, so if you know that this is 5 pi over 6, you're going to use your buddy pi over 6. Well, you're going to have that right in front of you, right? You're going to have the root 3 over 2, 1/2, right in front of you. So again, use your all students take classes. All students take classes. The only thing that's positive in quadrant 2 is the sine. So that means the tangent is what? If the sine is positive, the tangent is what? If the sine is positive, the tangent is negative. Whatever is not marked as positive is going to be negative. Okay, so what is the tangent at pi over 6? Yep. So if this is root 3 over 3, this is negative root 3 over 3. And that is your final answer, negative root 3 over 3. Okay, so again, when you're thinking of it, you know that this is root 3 over 3. Use your all students take classes. You could do this anywhere. So this would be negative root 3 over 3. And this one, the tangent is positive, so it's root 3 over 3. And this one, it would be negative root 3 over 3. Okay, and that changes depending on what function you have. All right, now the bottom, the cotangent, the secant, and the cosecant are all what? What type of functions? Nope, reciprocals. Okay, so when you are doing the reciprocal functions, if it's the cotangent, the first thing you want to find is the tangent at negative 7 pi over 4. Okay, negative 7 pi over 4, if you are doing that on your unit circle, negative 7 pi over 4, you could count, right? Or you could think, oh, if this is 7 pi over 4, guess where negative 7 pi over 4 is? The reflection. It's right here. You could also just count. Okay, so if you go negative 7 pi over 4, actually, I think it's easier to count, honestly, without it. If you're counting without it, without looking at it, sorry about my circle, you're going 45 degrees, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where is this? At pi over 4 in the first quadrant, right? Okay, so this is the same thing as the tangent of pi over 4. What is the tangent at pi over 4? 1. Okay, so guess what the cotangent is? Nope. The reciprocal of 1 is 1. You were thinking the opposite. Okay, the reciprocal of negative 1 is 1. Okay, so 1 is special. So for the secant of 30, this is the reciprocal of what? Cosine. So the cosine at 30 degrees, okay, if you go to 30 degrees, this would actually be a good one to do without your unit circle, because you know what the cosine of 30 degree is if you just look here, right? So your cosine is root 3 over 2. If the cosine is root 3 over 2, the reciprocal is, you just flip it, 2 over root 3. Can I keep it like that? Nope, you gotta rationalize. So your final answer is 2 root 3 over 3. 2 root 3 over 3. Okay, so you got to do the reciprocal, and then you have to simplify if possible. Okay, so then for the cosecant of negative 210, I'm going to find the sine of negative 210, and then I'm going to flip it. So for negative 210 degrees, okay, think of it as when you go 180, right, you're here. 210 negative is going to be here. Okay, so that is the same place on your unit circle as 150. Okay, so if you're trying to find the sine, that is 1/2. So the sine there is 1/2. So if you do the reciprocal, what's the reciprocal of 1/2? 2. Okay, so here the y value is 1/2. So you're going to flip it, find the reciprocal. That, I found it here. So the y coordinate is your 1/2. So once I mark it off, I can find it on my unit circle. Okay, and then I'm going to show you the answers to your next section.